Hi guys, it's ASBYT and this is the much talked about Xiaomi Mi 11. It might just be the best all-round smartphone of 2020 so far, as it takes a lot of what we see from the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra here, but crucially it packages it all together at a much cheaper price, some £400 odd cheaper. I've been using it for a few days now and it's a really good phone. Scrap that, it's a brilliant phone. But there are a couple of things that nag me, and there's one potential thing that may make this a no-go for you, and we'll touch on that. If you're wondering what's going on the table right now, it all will become clear in the next video. So firstly, this Mi 11 is not the Mi 11 you may have already seen. This is the global version. There are some key differences and there hasn't been much coverage so far of this global version, so a thumbs up for that would be appreciated. Let's try and hit 10,000. So Xiaomi, if you don't know, are a massive Chinese manufacturer of tech. In fact, one of the biggest in the world. Like seriously, if you're looking to buy a tech product, 95% of the time, there will be a Xiaomi version of it. Now, because they do make products to cover the length and breadth of the tech industry, they make some questionable products, I'm not going to lie, but they also make some brilliant products as well. And here's another example. So inside the box we have the manuals, the phone, a case, and charging cable. Crucially, they do actually offer the phone bundled with the charging brick as well, for the same price. Dropped by Apple, of course, for the apparent benefits for the environment, whether the cynics believe that or not, but with the Xiaomi Mi 11, there's a slightly different story here. I think this is a nice touch for the consumer, although I would question why they've done this if they are indeed looking to drop the charger long term for the environment, because surely if you're offered the phone on the website with or without a charger for the same price, 99% of people would probably go with the one that has more. So they're not really going to benefit the environment at all here. But let's chuck that aside and jump straight into the phone, starting with one of its core selling points, this beautiful display. AMOLED Quad HD with 120Hz refresh rate, which, iPhone aside, is what we expect from a flagship 2020 or 2021 smartphone. For someone who isn't interested in specs though, just know it's bright, vibrant, and great to use for gaming or watching movies and scrolling through all of your favourite social media apps. Keeping tabs on all of your favourite self-indulgent content creators whose self-worth at the moment currently plagues our planet. Sorry, somebody had to say it. For anyone who does follow me on Twitter, you will know at 6.8 inches, this phone is personally a little bit big for me. I'm a between a 6-inch and a 6.5 inch kind of guy. Be professional. Size is subjective, of course, as is a curved or flat display. Personally, I'm just glad it's either one way or the other. Fully curved or fully flat is my preference. A halfway house like the S21 Ultra, for example, is not my cup of tea. It neither offers the usability advantages of a fully flat display or the beautiful aesthetics of a full curve. The display is obstructed by a 20 megapixel camera punch hole cutout, so no under the display camera tech just yet here, although of course, as you will know, a corner punch hole cutout is better than a center punch hole cutout. If you do want to see the world's first smartphone with an under-the-display camera, then I will leave a link to that video in the video description below, just below the like button. And if you're enjoying this video so far, a sub would be awesome. Now, one odd thing to note with the display here, the corners, much like on the Huawei P40 Pro from last year, don't actually match the contour of the bezel. Maybe there's a reason why they do this, probably for protection of that display, but I'm not sure. And I don't think it looks amazing, not terrible. Kind of, yeah. The display is covered in the strongest material from Corning, Gorilla Glass Victus, and as far as I'm aware there are two rear finishes, either glass like we have here, or a kind of fake leather, much like what we saw on the Oppo Find X2 Pro from last year. Both designs have a matte finish, which thankfully has become the latest trend on phone backs. Long may that continue. At the top left hand side we have the camera arrangement, and it's another very solid effort from Xiaomi. One thing Xiaomi do tend to focus on when it comes to their smartphone cameras is extras, as I like to put it. Like with the Galaxy S21 Ultra, we have a 108 megapixel primary sensor here, and it's capable of some truly stellar shots. Brilliant details, great dynamic range, but it's not a new piece of hardware. In fact, considering the speed in which tech updates year on year, it's starting to feel a little bit long in the tooth. The 13 megapixel ultra wide is fine without being industry leading, and there is a 5 megapixel macro lens here completing the setup. For a macro lens, this is definitely one of the best I've used, but then I don't really use macro lenses. And the one key glaring issue here with the camera is a lack of optical zoom. Any zoom you do get is digital, so zoomed in photos won't be anywhere near as crisp and sharp as a phone that has it. Now, before we touch on some of the other potential issues with this phone and why you might not want to buy this phone right now, let's talk software. So on February the 8th, Xiaomi unveiled the MIUI 12.5 over the top of Android 11. It brings some nifty new features and it's lighter and faster than ever. Some of the bloatware has been quelled and it's really nice to see. Xiaomi software has always been rapid and smooth, but a number of pre-installed apps did tend to cause a bit of a hit when it came to power consumption, so it seems like this might be a thing of the past. There is also a kind of Xiaomi version of Samsung DeX, where you can seamlessly transition between your phone and your laptop, viewing and responding to messages, screen mirroring, etc. It's still a very stylized OS when it comes to appearance. You'll either love it or you'll prefer something a bit more stock. You can of course add a launcher, for example, if it's not quite your cup of tea, but I'm starting to really like MIUI. So all in all, it's a fantastic phone, so you should definitely just go out and buy one, right? Hold that thought. This phone for the money is amazing. Qualcomm Snapdragon 888, one of the most powerful 5nm chipsets on the planet, up to 12GB of RAM, 256GB of fast UFS 3.1 storage, and a solid 4600 mAh battery, with fast wired and wireless charging. Stereo speakers, IP68 water and dust resistant rating, a really solid camera, great display, really unique design, and all of this for a price that dramatically undercuts a lot of the high-end flagship smartphones right now. But for the areas of this smartphone that I've already said could be slightly improved, it seems, if history is anything to go by, that Xiaomi will be releasing a Pro or Ultra model of the Mi 11, which will look to address some of those inefficiencies. Each year, Xiaomi do tend to create a standard, Pro or Ultra model, and a light or budget option as well. Personally, I would wait to see what they do on this front before going out and buying this Mi 11 standard model. I don't quite know why Xiaomi do this. I think it's quite confusing, but Xiaomi do a lot of confusing things when it comes to bucket loads of smartphones, naming schemes, etc. So I'm not surprised. Of course, if you don't want to wait for that news, this is still a brilliant smartphone. I can highly recommend going out and buying it for the price. It might not be available in the US though, which is a bit disappointing for a lot of you guys watching this, I'm sure. Watch this space, I suppose, to find out for sure. Either way, let me know in the comment section below what you think of the Xiaomi Mi 11. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Are you going to get it? Are you not going to get it? And why? Oh, and yeah, make sure you subscribe because this next video is going to be pretty epic. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace out.